So this Joe Flacco thing is fascinating from a Packers perspective because, well, they just saw him, and now it seems like the likely situation is they're going to see him again. Have you ever heard of anything like this? Have you ever seen this before?
That a team would play somebody twice in 2 weeks or whatever it is?
Correct.
Well, probably in division games at the end of the season when the NFL schedules opponents in week, say, 15 and 17 or 13 and 16 or something like that. But you don't see it where it's the result of a trade. That doesn't happen often. That's the rarity. It'll be Joe Flacco with different personnel and a different uniform. But yeah, I mean, we see we see teams play twice in 3 weeks, right? We've seen that in the NFL.
Adam, is the gap between the best team in the league and, say, the 15th best team in the league not very wide? That's what it seems like. It seems like this year there's really no dominant teams, and the first 15 really aren't that bad.
Well, I think that
Based
there's a
on your
certain
guys' power rankings, which I consider gospel. Yeah.
power rankings are they're so critical at this time of the year. Um, the funny thing about power rankings is they always garner a lot of attention and interest, but that they mean there's nothing that means less that generates more conversation. Like it is unbelievable. People get so worked up about those kinds of things. People, let me let you know a little secret. Power rankings are meaningless. Okay, but from a standpoint where we're going to break down the conferences, I think like if you look at the NFC, to me there's about five really good teams, and then there's a few others that are on the periphery right there. But you could look at the NFC and say like eight good teams. The AFC, the AFC to me has one team that stands above the others, and then there's like three or four below that. Um, I think the NFC has become more top heavy this year than the AFC, which is interesting because in other years it was always the AFC with Josh Allen and the Bills, and Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, and Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and the AFC had the best quarterbacks, and so they had the best teams. But this year it feels like in the NFC, it's Detroit, it's Green Bay, it's Philly, it's Tampa, it's the Rams. Like they're, and then on the outside you still have Washington, really good, San Francisco, really good. Like there are a lot of good teams in the NFC, a lot, and you can make a case for a lot of them representing that conference in the Super Bowl.
Adam, going back to Joe Flacco, I mean, what are they going to have to do to their offense in terms of simplifying it if they expect him to be the starter? They traded for him yesterday. He's going to have 3 days basically to prepare for the Packers. Do you think it's realistic that he, A, is going to be the starter, and then B, how do they make that happen?
Well, I think it is realistic that he'll be the starter. I think that you don't make that move with the idea that, I mean, I think as long as he shows that he can pick up enough, he'll be the starter, right? Like if they go into the week and it's not coming, then you go Jake Browning another week. But I think they make the trade wanting and hoping that Joe Flacco can be the starter. Like you don't make that move and say the things you said this week and then go start Jake Browning again. And by the way, even if it is Jake Browning starting, it wouldn't shock me if he played. And then if he's not playing well, then all of a sudden they want to go to Flacco. Like I think one way or another we're going to see Joe Flacco on Sunday, whether he's starting or whether he's relieving. Like I think we're going to see Joe Flacco on Sunday.
And the stat that I was thinking of earlier, I just was able to find it. If the Bengals win with Flacco starting, he will be the first quarterback since 1962 to beat the same team twice in a season while playing for two different teams. Adam, any idea what the trivia answer is to the only other person? 1962.
Okay, who was it?
Jack Kemp beat the New York Titans, now known as the Jets, as a member of the Chargers and then the Bills. How about that for a good little trivia nugget this morning, huh?
So hold on. Jack Kemp was the Chargers quarterback, and he beat the Titans. How did he beat the Titans? Was he traded that year, Jen?
Yeah, it doesn't say in this article, but he beat he was a member of the Chargers and a member of the Bills, and he beat the New York Titans, which is now the Jets. Similarly, if Flacco beats the Packers this weekend, he will have beaten them with both the Browns and the Bengals.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty good that you got that so quickly there, Jen.
Good little trivia nugget from Cleveland.com if anybody wants to source that information. We were looking around the league this week, Adam, and looking and saying, wow, there's no undefeated teams left. Who is the team you think that is underperforming now, but will be there at the end? Is it the Eagles? Is the Eagles the team that, like, they're the defending champs, everybody thinks they're a good team, seem to be trying to figure out who they are, which is weird because the roster isn't that vastly different from what they were last year. Who's the team that you think will be in the playoffs but is underperforming right now?
I'm still not ready to write off Baltimore, which sounds crazy. But
Really?
I think if they could get your guys back, like in that division, I think we all would agree we're not counting on Cleveland coming back. We're not counting on Cincinnati coming back, correct?
Nope.
So now we're down to two teams, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Are you confident that Pittsburgh's just going to run away from Baltimore and create that? No. And so, like, I think Baltimore's playing terrible football. The defense has been awful. But after the bye, if not this week, I don't think this week, but after the bye, then Lamar Jackson will come back. And if you got Lamar Jackson over the final 11 games of the season, I'll take my chances with Lamar Jackson as my quarterback. Like, they got a lot of things to fix, but like if that team finished 7-10, that would be surprising and disappointing. But they're tracking to do that right now. I just think at some point in time, some of these healthy bodies will return. Lamar will be back. They'll start playing better football, and they'll win some games. But maybe I'm just putting too much faith in the Ravens based on past history.
Adam, you've covered the league.
Adam, a lot of fines this week.
Go ahead, Chewy. Go ahead, Chewy.
Go ahead, Gabe. Adam, a lot of fines this week in the NFL. Gannon in Arizona, Jerry Jones. Were they all warranted? I mean, Gannon, come on. I used to get smacked around worse than that. What's the league? The league goody two-shoes here? I mean, some of these fans deserve to be flipped off of as obnoxious as they are. I mean, $250 for the bird seems a little steep.
Well, here's what I would say.
No?
But I remember David Tepper got into a fight with a fan in Jacksonville at one point, and he got he spilled a drink on them or something like that. I think the league basically wants its owners to act a certain way. They don't want negative attention. And so, you find Jerry Jones $250. $250 for anybody. I don't care how many billions you have, it's still $250, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not cheap. And the Jonathan Gannon one, that's the one that I think arouses a lot of debate. And yeah, there were a lot of coaches that used to do that regularly, Chewy, but I think we're living in a different day and age. And I think that if you were to ask old-time coaches, they would have the attitude that you did and say, that's perfectly acceptable. But I think if you ask players how they feel about that, they would say that that's perfectly unacceptable and it's not right. And what if Amari DiMercato did that to Jonathan Gannon? What if he did that to Jonathan Gannon? He'd be fired.
Mm-hmm.
He'd lose his cut.
Yeah.
So why is Jonathan Gannon allowed to contact? And I still don't know exactly. Like, we've seen the video. It certainly seems like he made contact with him, right? And so
Yeah.
I just don't think you can do that in this day and age. I just don't think you can do that. Like, by the way, I had the Cardinals in one of my survivor picks with my brother-in-law. I felt like doing that to Amari DiMercato, okay? But I'm not.
Whoa.
Going back to the $250,000 for the bird for Jerry Jones, because you've covered the league for a long time, Adam. I'm sure you've heard a lot of excuses when guys have been fined, when guys have been suspended for a number of different reasons. Where does Jerry Jones saying the bird was accidental, he actually meant to give a thumbs up rank on your list of excuses that players or personnel have given for trying to get out of a fine?
I mean,
it was an accident. He was trying to give a thumbs up. He was just the wrong finger.
Well, he is older. Right? We don't always, as we get older, we lose control, right?
Yeah.
So about digits. I understand that.
Sure.
No, I said this is not the excuse you think it is, Jerry. Now I'm really questioning your cognitive abilities if you're confusing the middle finger for the thumb.
That's I never heard that before. That's a unique one.
Yeah, no, that's why I thought it was so good. Like, we've heard guys who get suspended for PEDs. Oh, the trainer gave it to me. Oh, I thought I had my doctor's note all squared away and all these different things. But when you get fined $250K for giving the bird, look, it was accidental. Didn't mean to give the bird, was trying to give a thumbs up. Those are two very, very different meanings. Opposite meanings, you might say.
Is there video out there of Jerry doing that? There must be, right?
I saw a picture.
I have seen the video. He does go from finger to thumbs up relatively quick. But he does go, I mean, it's very obvious. Like, there is one digit up, and then it kind of like, oh, probably shouldn't be doing this. Oh, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Adam's trying it out.
Hang
He's
loose.
testing it out. Like, how in the world? How
Well,
drunk?
we all used to do that we all used to do it as kids when we'd give the ring finger and your parents would see it and be, that's not a swear. Not a swear.
Right, but what was the intent? What were you saying in your head?
I wonder
when
where
you
the
threw up
line
the ring
is, though.
finger?
Yeah.
I think owners have to act a certain way, or they're gonna. And if there's video and pictures, fine. Okay. And coaches, like, I know what Jonathan Gannon felt like. I know what he felt like. I felt like that too. Okay, but you can't touch another person. Like, what did they teach you in first grade? Hands to yourself, right? And it's still true today. Hands to yourself. Don't touch anybody.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Just to put a bow on our Jack Kemp conversation, you asked me how he got from the one team to the other. Here's the story. In 1962, NFL quarterback Jack Kemp became the only player to beat the same opponent twice in the same season while playing for two different teams, the San Diego Chargers and the Buffalo Bills. After a Week 2 game where he broke his finger against the New York Titans, the Chargers waived Kemp and the Bills claimed him for $100. Kemp then led the Bills to a 20-3 victory over the Titans in the season finale, making it the second time he was quarterbacking the other teams to losses. How about that? So he defeated them. He defeated that team, the Titans, twice that year.
Can you text that to me, because I may use some of that on Sunday Countdown.
Absolutely, happy to help.
Maybe we get Jack Kemp win games.
I missed it.
Yeah, you kind of cut out there.
Something about Jack Kemp games?
Maybe we get Jack Kemp highlights from back in 60.
Oh, absolutely. We might have the archive ability to do that. Adam, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Go ahead.
Send me that information if you don't mind, Jen.
I will certainly send it over to you. Happy to help. All right. Adam Schefter joins us each and every week. Good to chat with you, Adam. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.
Hey guys, it's Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Thanks for watching our clip. I'm sure it was super informative and educational. I'm just kidding. I love those knuckleheads. And we do it live every Monday through Friday from 7 to 9 a.m. on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Make sure that you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get informed anytime we drop new content.